Pakistan is the second largest Muslim country in the world in terms of population after Indonesia. It is also an important member of the Organization of Islamic Conference, which it has used as a forum for enlightened moderation in its plan to promote Renaissance in the Islamic world. To speak with us today is Senator Mushahid Hussain Sayed, one of the leading figures in Pakistan. Mr. Hussain has been a journalist, a presidential spokesman, an academic, and now a senator. He is currently Secretary General of the ruling political party, the Pakistan Muslim League. He is also chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He holds a master's degree from the School of Foreign Service at Georgetown University in the United States. He continues to write his column, which is syndicated in Pakistan, Asia, and in the Middle East. Senator Hussain, thank you for being with us today. Let me ask you first about your interesting background. How did you get to jump from journalism to politics?
Well, before I became a journalist, I was an academic. I was teaching in the university, and each time it seems that I get thrown out or something goes wrong, then I switch professions and I switch jobs. So I was a teacher and we got thrown out, and so I had nothing else to do, so I had to start writing, and I became a journalist. And after being a journalist, I was editor of a newspaper, syndicated columnist. So I kind of got bored in the whole thing, and I thought that maybe it's time to influence policy directly. So I jumped into the fray and joined politics, which is, of course, very interesting and challenging, sometimes more so than journalism.
You joined a political party.
Yes, I did. And the political party was then in the opposition. So in the third world countries like Pakistan, you never know when a party is in the opposition that it will ever come back to power or not. But I thought that it's worth a try. After all, it's only one life. You've got to take risks and challenges.
So you got elected to parliament?
Yes, I got elected to parliament in 1997. First of all, I was running the media campaign in the opposition. Then after the elections, the party came to power and I got elected to the parliament.
And you were re-elected in 2003?
2003, yes, for a 6-year term.
You were also presidential spokesman?
Yes, I was.
Of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif?
Yes, from 1997 to 1999. And that was a very crucial period because we were going nuclear then. And we were also celebrating 60 years of Pakistan's independence. So it was a very tricky and difficult year, and we had problems with India also. So it was a very interesting period.
You have been on both sides of the fence.
Yes.
Which side do you favor most?
I think the side when you are a journalist, because you have more freedom and you can afford to be more irresponsible. Because, you know, a good journalist has to have a mischievous mind, has to take risks and initiatives. But in government, you have to be more restrained, and you have to follow what I call the officially certified truth. I think it's more fun on the other side.
So you feel more restrained, constrained?
Yes, they are more constrained, they're more restraints politically, because of officialdom, because of policies.
But how do you balance that journalistic sense and your commitment to a political party?
Well, I think that it's important that one criterion should be there, that at the level of professionalism, one should try to tell the truth. And even if the truth is unsavory, I think that is the key thing. And secondly, I think it's important that one should not try to use any office, whether it's journalism or government, for personal benefit, either financial or any other kind. Then at the end of the day, despite all the problems, you have a good night's sleep, and you can sleep well with your conscience. I think that is very important.
But isn't politics a more compromising field than journalism?
Yes, there are compromises at the national level, at the political level, but you don't have to make necessarily personal compromises. If you don't have a personal agenda, then you're talking of compromises at the national level, at the foreign policy level, at the political party level. So these are compromises which are impersonal. So that is fine. That is, you can do it in the national interest, you can do it for the political interest, but at least your personal benefit or your personal vested interest or your personal agenda is not involved.
You still write columns, even though you're still involved. You're involved in politics. Now, we've heard of all kinds of stories about journalists being harassed, being endangered. How free is the media in Pakistan, in your opinion?
I would say that by the standards of the Muslim world, by the standards of the third world, we have the freest press of any Muslim country. Yes, we have problems. Yes, we have holy cows. Yes, there are occasional cases like you mentioned of harassment also, sometimes by the government, sometimes by the political parties, sometimes by individuals who are powerful. But on the whole, I think the atmosphere is extremely free. There are no holy cows. Every day the press or the electronic media tells Musharraf or the army to go to hell. Just say, okay, and nothing happens. There are no midnight knocks. So I think that is a change. There is more openness in Pakistan today than there was before. And the atmosphere, you can feel it yourself, is very relaxed. People in Pakistan are very frank, very open. They discuss things very candidly. And I think that is a big plus here. But we face the fallout of the war on terror, Afghanistan, Iran, Central Asia. So there are instances where journalists can be threatened for writing stories.
You yourself spent 440 days in jail. Was that for some kind of security violation or for criticizing the government?
No, I got caught in the crossfire. When governments change in Pakistan, one day you are in power, the other day you are in prison. So there was no charge on me, and I was the only Pakistani political prisoner to be declared a prisoner of conscience by the Amnesty International, which is a great honor, as you know. And they only do it for a person who has no charges of any kind. So I feel that it was one of those things, but my attitude towards life is that you have to go through all these experiences, and then you have to go to move on with a big heart. You don't hold grudges, or you don't get stuck to or be a hostage to the past.